Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to implement the JetBooking functionality on the car rental website. In the previous videos we have been working on making the custom post types for the cars and the archive pages for the cars and the listing and the smart filters for the cars. Today we're finally going to implement the booking functionality along with WooCommerce so people can actually pay on your website. Without further ado, I'm going to show you exactly what it's going to look like. So I have my screen on the right here, so that's why I need to look to the right. So this is a new website that I made. The last one that I did my previous tutorials on kind of broke, so I have to build a new one. But it has the same functionality as for the last tutorials. So when you click on a car, you can see that on the right hand side here we have the availability with a form and a total price. Now don't pay attention to the styling, it doesn't look really nice. I didn't do any styling whatsoever on the right side, it's mainly the functionality. If we select, let's say, the car for 3 days, you can see that it goes with the check-in and the check-out. We can put in an email, so I'm just gonna say test@gmail.com and we're gonna say yep, and we're gonna put in a phone number, just something, and also calculates the total price, as you can see. So we're gonna submit this. Form submitted successfully, and now it brings us to the billing details of our reservation. If we scroll down, we can see that we have the car that we selected, the check-in and the checkout, and we can also add the booking to the Google Calendar, which actually works if we click on here. Now we can see the total price, and yeah, this is just your billing details. So everything is gonna work. Also in the back end of WooCommerce, it's gonna look like you have an order, which is a reservation, and you can also see in the reservations part of JetBookings that you have a reservation made, so a car has been rented. It's gonna be a long video, this one, so make sure to stick around. It's gonna have a lot of valuable information and important information as well. Before we start, my camera broke and also my microphone broke, so I have to use my webcam and I have to use this ridiculous headset that has LEDs on the side, but you know, it works. I can make this video for you guys. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump straight into this video. Alright, so I'm in the back end of my website right now, and there are 2 additional plugins that you need to have installed in order to start with this. Obviously, you need to have your Jet engine installed and your Jet smart filters installed in order to make sure that you have your cars set up as a custom post type. In addition to this, you also need JetBookings and WooCommerce. These are the 2 plugins that you are going to need. Make sure to install these and activate these on your website. Now, because I already have been playing around with JetBookings, I have to reset it. So what you want to do is on the left here, it says Bookings, and probably for you, if you click on it, it's going to bring up the installation wizard. For me, it's an option. Might as well be the case for you, I don't know. But anyway, go to the setup of bookings. And I'm gonna reset everything because I'm gonna start from scratch. So the first thing, set up booking instance custom post type. So you need to set up for what kind of type you want to set up your booking. For me, it's cars. For you probably as well, maybe rooms. I don't know what you're going to use this application or this plugin for, but make sure to use cars. Then we click on next, and we have 2 options here. It's the WooCommerce integration or the orders post type. You can implement this JetBookings plugin with WooCommerce so that every order gets directed to WooCommerce, or what you can do is make a custom post type for your orders and make sure to see the orders from there. What we're going to do in this particular video is use the WooCommerce integration. So we're just going to toggle this on. Want to click on next. Now it's gonna ask you to set up your database tables. These are the database tables that we get out of the box. We want to make one new column, which is called total, because we want to calculate the total cost later on. So let's click on next. Now we have create a booking form, and at this moment of time we have 3 options here. Install or activate a Jet form builder, we don't want to use this. Create a Jet engine form, we do want to use this. And don't create a form yet, obviously no. Make sure to select the Jet engine form and click on finish. Now we're gonna see a overall page, what we did. I'm not really interested in this, so we go to plugin settings. It's bringing up a new tab. And now, as you can see, we are moved to the booking settings. So what do we have here? The column and table. This is what we just created. If we want to add new columns, we are able to do it here, but don't play too much with these values because you might break the database. Next, booking orders post type. We are gonna leave this empty. Booking instance post type is gonna be cars as it is, and then we have per night or per day that you can book for your period. We're gonna use per day because we are doing cars. Weekly bookings, if you only want to do weekly bookings, and I believe it's from full week, so Monday till Sunday. And 1 day bookings, we're also not gonna touch this because you can book whenever you want. WooCommerce integration, yes, we do want this, so it's toggled on. So let's go to labels. These are all the default labels that you see whenever a user is interacting with your booking. So when something is not available, it's sold out, or you know, nights is nights, days is days. It speaks for itself, so we're not gonna touch this. Advanced, this is really important. You don't want to mess with the columns manager, and you don't want to mess with the setup wizard. So we're gonna switch these on. We want to hide these. Why this is if, for example, I create this website for a client and you are my client and I give it to you and you don't know what you're doing, you might end up changing my database or your, you know, the setup wizard. You might accidentally reset everything and someone's gonna contact you and you have to fix it again, which you don't want to do, obviously. So switch these on. Schedule, we're not gonna check with this, and update tables, we're not gonna do anything with this. So with this in place, we have our JetBookings configuration or installation set up correctly, so we can move up to the next step. All right, so for the second step, I first want to show you something. If we go to the cars section and let's click this way, and we click on a car and we scroll down, we can see that something new has popped up. The price settings, the custom schedule, the upcoming bookings, and the units manager. We don't want to touch any of these except for the price per 1 day or 1 night. So I already set it to 50. So make sure to edit all of your cars or all of your rooms or whatever. Make sure to give it a price per night. Now there is one option that is kind of important to know. You can say add rates. So for example, we want to have new rates. If you say from let's do 7 day nights, we can ask, for example, 20 per day or per night. So you can work with discounts here and give some good deals in order to make sure someone buys your product faster, which is really nice. And the same goes for the weekend. If it's the weekend, you can make it cheaper or more expensive depending on whatever you like. All right, from here you're gonna go to a Jet engine, and then you're gonna click on forms. Now I already have one. This is the first one I made, so I'm gonna throw this in the trash real quick, and we're gonna start from scratch, which is this one. Simple page booking form. You're gonna click on it, and as you can see, we now have the form builder from Elementor or from Crocoblock. We have a lot of different options here, but what we want to do is we want to start and add a first field, and we want to edit this, are going to they were gonna say the text is going to be, let me see, it's a heading, and the label is going to be reservation information. And we're going to click on apply changes. So the heading is going to go on top of the email. So we have an email, we have your name, that's going to be a first name. So we have a first name and a last name. First name. Let me see, apply. So first name, and then I'm gonna make this like 50%, duplicate it, and make this last name. Apply changes. All right, there you go. Then we have phone number, dates, and the submit button. What we also want is a total calculator. So you need to see this as the form that's on the right of your singular car, and we want to calculate the price, and for some reason it's not a default setting. So what we have to do is we're going to click on add field. We're going to edit it, and instead of text we're going to say calculated. Field name is going to be total, and the label is also going to be total. Now what we want to do here is make a simple formula. So you want to set the rates of your the total of your price of one night, and you want to do it times the amount of days that something has been booked. So we're going to say the field dates. By the way, these are the available fields on the right, as you can see. You can also Google for more on the documentation of Crocoblocks themselves, but these are the variables that you're going to need. So we're going to say the field dates, that's the amount of days that you want to reserve something, make a reservation. We're going to say times, and then here we can see the meta apartment price, which is the macro returns price per 1 day night. So instead of 1 day, we want to do this times the amount of days that it has been booked, which should result in the total price. All right, so we can scroll down, and none of this is important. So we're going to say apply changes, type calculated, and a form submit. And that's it for now. So we have successfully set up our first form, and we can use this in the booking configuration. So now let's move on to the third step. Sorry. All right, so the third step in this tutorial is to make sure that we are making the notification settings correctly, and we're setting everything up together with WooCommerce. So what we do is, in the form that we just created, go to the apartment booking and click on the pen on the right. So we're gonna edit this. Now, as you can see, we have the apartment booking type, which is good. A room ID, we can just leave it like this. Check-in, check-out is dates, that's true. And then the database columns map. We want to map our total with the total that we just created. So we're just gonna write in total. So let's go to WooCommerce order details and click on setup. So what we do here is, whenever you make a reservation for a car, you get the order details right in the checkout page. And this is essentially what we're doing right here. So we want to have a check-in, a checkout. We also want to have, let's see, what do we have? Booked instance name. And then we want to say booked car. And we can also make a, let's see, add to Google Calendar link, add to Google Calendar, and here we're going to say add to calendar, and it's going to automatically set everything up. So I'm going to click on save. So now the WooCommerce is set up. the ordering. So now we have to make sure that the database is going to match the database that we make in the bookings. It might be a bit difficult to understand or to follow this, but we have to make sure that everything is aligned perfectly, and there is no way to automate this process. We have to do it by hand. So let me just walk you through the process. A billing first name is going to be your first name. The billing last name is going to be your billing last name. The email is going to be your email. Phone number, we didn't set this up, but you can still use the phone number. Or is it straight out of the box? I don't know. Maybe it is. Yeah, it is out of the box. Select phone number here. Company, country, you don't have to do this. What you do have to do is for the shipping, you do have to set this in as well. So your first name, your last name, country, shipping address. No, we don't use any of these. So yeah, that's this. We can apply these changes and we can update our form. And with this, we should have everything in the form successfully configured, so we can move on to the next step. Alright guys, so now we come to the last step, which is implementing the booking to our singular car, which is a really easy step, to be honest. What you have to do is you have to go into your templates and you click on all of your templates and you go to the single car, and we added it with Elementor. Let's wait for this to load. All right, here we are. So this is what we did last time, right? We had this on the left, and then we had this empty column on the right. So what do we want to do here? It's really easy. I'm gonna drag in an inner section, and I'm gonna remove one column here, and I'm gonna say, instead of overview, I'm gonna copy paste that over and drag it in the middle and say availability. All right, and from here we are going to drag in the calendar booking availability calendar widget. So scroll this down, and automatically it's going to search for the how do you say it? It's going to search for a calendar input field, which I'll explain in a couple of moments. The only thing you have to consider for now is set both of these switches to yes. All right, so as you can see, the availability is now on the right here. Now, what else do we want to add? We want to add our form that we just created. So we're going to type in form, and there we have the Jet Engine form widget. So scroll it or drag it to here. Then it says, please select form to show. And the form is going to be the, what is it called? Single page booking form. So we're going to add this in. And as you can see, now everything is going to be displayed very nicely here. So we're gonna say column, div is good, but we're gonna use Ajax because we want to make everything update real time if we change something. Now what happened, what I was just telling you about the switches here, if you select a date, for example 2 or 3, 4, I don't know how many days, it's going to automatically put it in the check-in, check-out, and you are able to, you don't have to do it 2 times, it automatically does it for you. So I'm not gonna worry too much about the styling for now. What you could do is you could say select the entire column and make, for example, the background, you know, white. I don't know. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, it looks something like this. Maybe give it some padding. See what happens if we do it. Yeah, let's give it a padding of 2. You know, I'm fine with this. I can live with this. I don't need to sell this website to anyone, so, you know, it's just for the YouTube purposes. So we're gonna update this. And now, if we exit the page and we go to our website and we go to cars, which is between you and I, not very sexy to the eye, but it doesn't matter. We click on view car. And here is the availability. For some reason, my browser is doing something with the caching, so if I reload, you see everything is working as it is. So here we are. What do we do here? I select a day from Saturday till Saturday. No, from Saturday, I want to do 10 days. And as you can see, the total is 500. So I'm gonna put in my actual spam email, which is probably going to get blurred for you. So let's put in my details. All right, check in, check out, and we're gonna submit this form. And it's gonna take us to the billing address. And for me, it's gonna fill in everything on its own. So right now it's using my actual information. So I might have to, you know, blur this out. But yeah, if we scroll down, we can see the order that we placed. We can see the car, which is the Toyota. Check in, check out, and then we see booked car is the Toyota. Maybe it's a bit redundant that we added this, but it doesn't matter. So if you click on add to Google Calendar, it's going to try to make a new event. Mine is in Dutch, so you probably won't be able to read it, but it's going to make a new event for the times that we have been renting it. As you can see, 10 days. So we're not going to do this. And then if we click on place order, we can then again see everything that we've done, and I do have to blur some things out here, which is totally fine. But in the order details, we can see everything that we have. So how does it look like in the backend? We go to dashboard, we go to bookings, and then we can see we have one booking. And if you click on details, you can see what the details are. But we don't have any information, you know, I don't know who ordered this. So what I do is I go to WooCommerce orders, and I see my name here 41 seconds ago. And if I click on it, we then again have my billing address and everything that I need to have. And the item is a booking, as we can see. So yeah, that is how we do everything. If you set up the payment correctly, you know, everything should work. I'm not going to show you how to do payments in this video. If you want to see how to do it, you can just leave a message. I'll show you how to do it. But yeah, that's it actually. That's also the end of the car rental series, unless you guys want to see something new, but you have to let me know then. And for now, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new, and I really hope that you can do something with this information, because I've got a lot of messages to create this video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. So bye bye.